Thank you very much.
Do you care if I pray?
So you recommend his food, right?
Yes, sir. Do you care if I pray?
No, not at all. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Lord, I pray, Lord, in the name of Jesus, Lord, you have your way with Donald Trump. I pray, God, that you just help him in this presidency.
Because of the pandemic, horrible, horrible, invisible enemy. And despite our tremendous success developing a vaccine years before it was thought evenly remotely possible, nobody thought it was going to be possible. They said it would take 5 years. Sir, it will take 7 years. All of our scientists are saying, our advisors, it will take 7 years, 5 years, 10 years maybe. Well, we did it just like I said we would, and we had it out years and years before they thought it was possible. And we're now delivering it to states, including your state, where your governor and government are doing a terrific job in getting it administered in Texas. And Florida's doing great. Some of them are doing great. Some aren't doing as well, but they have all they can handle, and we get it to them as fast as they need it, and even faster. But they're calling it a medical miracle, and this has been a difficult year and a very difficult
on or something on just that particular vaccine, but I certainly would have paused it and gotten front page news all over the world, and then people don't want it, and it probably even affects the others, because, there's a big situation with a lot of people don't want to take the vaccine. Well, this played right into their hands, and they want me to do public service messages and everything about everybody taking the vaccine. And look, I guess in a certain way, I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed it. To get it done in less than 9 months was a miracle. Fauci said it would take 3 to 5 years. He thought it was something that just wouldn't be that effective because it would take so long to get. I pushed the FDA like they have never been pushed before. I wouldn't exactly say they're in love with me. They have never. This is a very bureaucratic organization. I pushed them like they've never been pushed before, and that's why we have it. When they did the pause on Johnson & Johnson, I thought that was a very, very stupid thing to do.
Would you recommend to our audience that they get the vaccine then?
I would recommend it, and I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of too, because nobody's done what we've done. Just the vaccine alone, people, even the enemy calls it a modern day miracle, and without me you wouldn't have had a vaccine. Wouldn't have been here for 3 to 5 years and probably wouldn't have happened at all. And it's interesting where they praise Fauci, this guy Fauci, and Tony, and just call me Tony, he says. But they praise Fauci, and yet Fauci worked for me. So why wouldn't we be praised? They say he did such a great job, but he works for me. So when he worked for me, how could they say he did such a great job? And they knocked me. What we did with the ventilators and with the equipment, and the cupboards were bare when we got there, and so were the states. And we did an incredible job with that. We did an unbelievable job, except on publicity, because frankly, they were working so hard they never covered. The press was as brutal as they could be. Now you look at India and you look at these other countries and what they're going through, and now they're starting to say, maybe Trump did do a great job on it. And all Biden did was inherit what we did, including the distribution of the vaccine. And for a while they tried to take the vaccine where it was like it was him, but unfortunately he was inoculated, I guess, on December 11th or something. They were actually saying there was no vaccine until he came along. I mean, the whole thing is so crazy. So we did the vaccine, and even the enemy admits that, and we did a great job. It wouldn't have been here for many years. Did something else, bought billions of dollars of it before we knew it worked. Now, we had a pretty good idea. Otherwise, it would have been foolhardy. But, we bought billions and billions of dollars of vaccine. You wouldn't be getting a shot until September, October of this year. And I made a bet, and it was a bet, maybe the greatest bet ever made in a sense, because we have people all over the world getting the vaccine right now, and in our country, but all over the world. We're shipping it all over the world. It's great, and I think it was the greatest. In many ways, it was probably the greatest bet ever made.
And let me ask you a question, speaking about the vaccines, because right now there's a lot of mixed messages that are coming out of this administration. Biden is continuing to wear a mask despite the fact that he is vaccinated. And why do you think he's doing that?
You'd have to ask him. I think he feels he looks better in a mask, actually. I really believe that's the reason. I mean, the other day he's going out to announce that they don't have to wear masks outside, which people knew that a long time ago. And he's wearing a mask, okay? Yeah, he's announcing that you don't have to wear masks outside, and he's wearing a mask. It's a very strange thing going on. But, no, I think you'd have to ask him. They're doing a terrible, terrible job on the vaccine, on getting it out, because they're not convincing the public. When they do the Johnson & Johnson pause, that was a disaster, because they paused over 6 people, and these are people that, you know, if they catch it, they get better. Over 6 people that had a problem, and they inoculated about, at the time it was 6, it went up just a couple of people, but at the time they inoculated 8 million people. You had 8 million people had the vaccine, they had 6 people. Well, they then do the Tylenol, that the women's birth control pills, that many other things have, you know, many, many, many times the difficulty of that. But by doing a pause, what they've done is so bad, and then they wonder why people don't want to take it.
Well,
so they've done a terrible job of distribution.
Right, and I think, well, there's also another element of it, and I think, speaking to a lot of people that are very hesitant to get this vaccine, I think also people don't like the amount of censorship that has come with COVID-19 and a pandemic. They don't like that people are not allowed to have a dialogue or say anything that goes against Dr. Fauci. And I think that that's actually creating distrust. They think that censorship is making people only believe, we're conquering misinformation, but in reality, not allowing the free flow of ideas and allowing people to talk about this thing might be a reason that people are hesitant to believe what is coming out of the government at this moment. And which leads me to wanting to ask you this question. I look around in America right now and I see children that are wearing masks, people that are running outside, triple masked outside. The president is sending us mixed messages by still wearing a mask, even though he's vaccinated. And
I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed. I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed.